We're good? Yes, I can tell you that I can understand that. Well, let's begin. Good morning. Good morning to you, and thank you for being here and making it today to spend time with us. Why are you sitting so far away? With Judy, but you know something? You guys should come more closer. I feel you guys are so far away. Well, welcome to this beautiful Saturday morning here at Nirodha Mindfulness Center, and welcome to the people that watches us on YouTube. Um, Today I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the attitudes of mindfulness. Why is this? I decided just to make today's lesson a little bit of a recap to what we have learned, but also explain a little bit all of this 9 attitudes that encompasses mindfulness. And like I said, that are not only attitudes that work when we're practicing mindful meditation, those are attitudes that works for us in our daily living. It's something that we will use often, and it's just very interesting how everything is interconnected, how one takes you to the other one, and stuff like that. So, but with that said, I would like to first do a little recap of what we have learned so far here at the center for the people that will come anew to us and check our videos in the YouTube channel. So they don't have to go all the way to the first one. They can just, if they just decided to watch today's lesson, they will know a little bit about what we've been teaching here and what's been going on here at Nirodha. But like I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 9 attitudinal foundations of mindfulness, but today's guided meditation is going to be about one of them, which is patience. And I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about that. And we're going to have a very nice and relaxing meditation about using the attitude and cultivating the attitude of patience. Like we said before, when we talk about mindfulness, what do we say about mindfulness, Sean? That mindfulness has been what? What we have learned so far. It's been here. And present. And present. Yeah. And present. Yeah. What else can you say about mindfulness? I know there's not a lot of people here today, but yeah. So basically is yeah. Basically when we talk about mindfulness, it is being here, present, experiencing our moment to moment unique life experience. Because my experience sitting here today is not going to be the same one as yours or as Judy or as Jean Paul. We are all unique beings and we experience life differently. None of our experiences are going to be the same. That's why when we finish our meditation and we share our thoughts and our feedback from today's lesson, that's why there's so much to share because each experience is unique. So experiencing life through all our senses is what mindfulness is about. We also have talked here at Nirodha that we have the most powerful tool for us human, which is the breath. And we know that no matter the situation we're going through, no matter what the struggles, the stress, the sadness, the grief, the difficulty, excuse me, we can always come back home to the breath. We can always come back to that uh, tool that we can use just to anchor, come back to ourselves and say, okay, I'm here again. Maybe I'm feeling discomfort here and there. Okay, let me sit with my discomfort and just breathe through it. and see how it how I will feel after. It's just sitting there. It's just breathing and being present as one with your whole body and all that you are. So here we have talked about a couple of these attitudes of mindfulness, right? We talked already. We had a lesson about acceptance. We have had a lesson about letting go. We talk about generosity. We talk about gratitude, and and yes, I'm trying to see what the yeah I know I and those, and we also mentioned forgiveness, which I think should be in those, uh, including those attitudes to develop and to nurture when we talk about mindfulness. Well, John Kabat-Zinn, which is like the founder of the, I never get that right, the mindfulness-based stress reduction clinic in UMass Medical School in Massachusetts, and University of Massachusetts. He is the one that comes up with all this mindfulness attitudes. And maybe if you have read some of his books or watched some of his videos, you will notice that at the beginning there were 7, and then all of a sudden there were 2 more, which is perfectly fine because they all go together. One would lead you to the other one. And these attitudes are non-judgment. And I know I'm always, when we're practicing, I'm always reminding you guys, remember, this is your own experience. There's no judging uh, of your thoughts, of the way, of your posture. There's no need of judgment. And when we said non-judgment in our practice, what is the first thing that comes to mind to you? If anyone would like to share that. Non-judgment. When I said, when we talk about mindfulness, and I mentioned a couple of times, remember, this is a non-judgmental practice. Dr. Tran as well is always reminding us that. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when we actually mention this non-judgmental practice?
For me, it's like basically looking at someone, try to not have any judgment, because you don't know what he might look absolutely wonderful, because he is. He's a beautiful person.
I know.
On the
That's my
outside,
husband.
but there might be something on the inside that's tearing him up inside, and you don't know what the other person's going. So don't pass judgment upon someone too fast, too quick,
Yep.
before you even know. And I understand there's vibes with people. There's really vibey people out there. We all have it. You can sense, good and bad. But in general, like here, somebody else could be just pouring through it right now.
Yep, that is so true. But non-judgment, that is perfectly right. But it also means not being judgmental with ourselves.
I'm a horse trick.
Listen to this. This is beautiful. That's the beautiful part of it. When we talk about non-judgment and mindfulness, it's just that awareness that begins very small, probably, of us noticing our like immediate, like, how can I say it? Um, Immediate or automatic judgmental thoughts about ourselves. Maybe I'm sitting here and I think I'm not sitting at the right posture. I'm not doing this the right way. That is you passing judgment on yourself. When you just need to let your body be comfortable, try to release the tightness, and just be here and sit with yourself. When we talk about non-judgment, is in the practice and cultivating and nurturing that non-judgmental part of the mindfulness practice, it is not getting carried away by our our beliefs, our ideas, our thoughts, our worries about what we need to do next, or, oh, I don't think I'm doing this right, or maybe I'm not breathing right. I don't feel relaxed and I want to feel relaxed. That's the type of thing that we need to work on and shift a little bit. And instead of staying there on that judgmental thought process, it's just come back to your breath, sit with those thoughts, and just notice that those can be your individual prejudice, your ideas, and that they're okay, but that you don't need to carry them with you through your practice, that you can just kind of, okay, I know you're here. Let me just keep breathing. Let me just come back home to myself, to my breath, and let me become an observant. And Dr. Trent have been mentioning a lot lately that word, becoming observants of ourselves, becoming observants of our thoughts, and becoming observants of the judgment that we have towards ourselves is very important, because we tend to be very judgmental with everything around us, everything. And that's the beauty of mindfulness, that you get to know yourself in a deeper level. You get to be in touch with your authenticity, with, like they say that these days, with your authentic self. You get to express who you are and cultivating a non-judgmental attitude. It's something that you will carry along through your whole life. It's not something that you're going to do it only here when you sit down to meditate, to practice mindfulness meditation. We also talk, another one of the attitudinal foundations of mindfulness is cultivating a beginner's mind. And I know that it's very hard, because if you have practiced meditation before, you're coming here, oh, I'm ready. I know what to do, and I know everything, and I know it all, and I know it all. And we are with that idea here. Oh, I know, I have knowledge about this. But when we actually sit down and begin the whole process, and the person that is sitting right here leading begins to lead, you notice that, oh, I do know, but this feels different than what I have experienced before, and stuff like that. And we miss so much in life when we do not um, approach life moment to moment beautiful experiences, our unique experiences. When we do not approach our life in a daily basis with the curiosity of a child. And this is how I like to explain this. For me, having a beginner's mind, cultivating and nurturing this attitude, is going through life with the mindset of a little child that is seeing something for the first time, tasting something for the first time, hearing some sounds for the first time. They get in complete awe, because that's how they experience life. And if we could just cultivate that within us, every moment that we have in life, every moment to moment experience, we will be more present, and we will not sit down with expectations, because we are just loving whatever and embracing whatever is coming, because we are just doing this as it is our first time being here. That is something that I have learned through practice and through time. And it's something that I started to notice when Saturdays come. I'm always looking forward for Saturdays with excitement, with the curiosity, with no expectations whatsoever of what's going to happen here on Saturday when I come here. Just ready to enjoy whatever comes. And that's the beauty of it. Having a beginner's mind is letting life surprise you on a daily basis with its simplicity. And that comes like this, because when we are not passing judgment on ourselves and on others and our surroundings, we get to be more open to have that beginner's mind, to experience life with that unique curiosity and joy that a child experiences life for the first time. Also, another one of the foundations, attitudinal foundations, is trust. And what comes to your mind when I say trust? Because trust can be so many things, and a lot of us have a lot of issues with trusting.
Yeah.
With trusting everything around us. And what else? What do you want to share something about trust with us?
Hurt.
Yeah.
Um, having trust issues, you can actually push people away.
Yeah.
Because you're passing judgment upon them for things that have happened to you. You might not give someone else a chance or an opportunity to be friends, talkative, or because of a trust issue.
And when it comes to trust in ourselves,
I don't trust myself, and that's why I probably have a lot of fear and anxiety.
that's perfectly explained.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I didn't realize it until I just said it. Kind of like no hurt, no hurries, no worries.
Exactly.
I didn't realize it until I said it.
But it's important that we learn how to nurture and cultivate that attitude of trust, not only when we are practicing mindful meditation, but in life itself. And trust as an attitude of mindfulness is just learning how to honor all that arises, all that comes up while we are meditating, all the maybe pleasant or not so pleasant or unpleasant sensations that our body begins to feel and to show to us when we are, for example, talking about trust and trust, hurt, fear, this all that you think usually when you mention the word trust comes with a lot of negative thinking. And trust is something that we should all work on developing, because the minute we develop that basic trust, that tiny, the minute we plant that tiny seed of trust in ourselves, in our own processes, in our own journey, in our feelings, our emotions, our past events, our present, the minute we decide to plant that seed and take care of that seed of trust and nurture it and just see it thrive and see it bloom slowly within us, the minute we do that, the minute we start to practice more self-love, self-care, more acceptance, which is another one of the attitudinal foundations of mindfulness. It's trusting in ourselves. Nurturing trust is a gift we give to ourselves, because we are recognizing, okay, I have to work with this, but I trust in my process. I honor my process, even if it's difficult, even if it's hard, even if it comes with fear. It's okay. I trust my process. I accept what it is, even if I don't like it, and I don't grasp to anything. I let go. And that's where the other two comes trust, acceptance. And we gave a lesson here about acceptance a couple of weeks or months ago. I can't remember now. But I remember teaching that, and I remember telling you guys the importance of understanding that acceptance doesn't mean that we need to like what is happening to us. And I always put myself as an example. Okay, I have all this autoimmune disease. I have all this lupus arthritis messing up with all my joints and my whole body, and another uh, bunch of other stuff that sometimes the names of this disease are even hard to say because you're like, oh, okay, that perfect. And I do not like any of that because that's not how I picture my life to be when I was 45. I view my life in the past as okay, when always making plans, always setting agendas, always trying to set goals, and it was like, okay, I wanted this to happen this way, but in reality and in the present moment, this is what is happening. So in order for me to end that suffering of grieving from what I wanted to happen versus what is happening right now, I must nurture and practice acceptance. And with that acceptance of what it is happening that I have zero control of, comes that self acceptance. And we don't, I might not like a couple of things from my body or how I look sometimes, and it's okay. I don't like it, but I accept it. And from acceptance comes self love. And that self love brings you so much inner peace, and not having an agenda, not having an expectation, not having a goal when you come and sit to practice mindful meditation is another attitude of mindfulness, which is non thriving. And it's non doing. It's like I was saying, letting your thoughts come, letting your ideas, letting oh, when I get home, I have to do this, or the need of when are we gonna get there? Because I want to get to the zone. Like Nicole is not here today, but that's something that I remember her mentioning. Like, yes, I want her to stop talking and just get me to the zone because I love being there. It is. Again, it is all these that we always want to be doing, and we forget to be. And from there, I don't want to miss any of this. Talk about acceptance. I mentioned letting go when I mentioned accepting and not holding on to anything. We tend to get very much attached of ideas that were or beliefs that were taught to us while we were growing up, and as adults it's hard for us to make some sort of decisions sometimes because we're always clashing with all this. So basically, letting go is not holding on to anything, not the past, not the future, not even the present moment. Because when we hold on tight to whatever we're having here right now, we're sadly creating a new suffering for ourselves because we are just want to keep that right here. And when we finish, that is going to be done. It's up to you how you're going to keep nurturing these attitudes in your life and how you're going to be carrying this through your daily living. And like I was saying at the beginning, when I mentioned that we also talk about generosity and gratitude here, it's important to remember that generosity starts from within us, that it starts by giving. And there's people that say, no, I'm so generous because yada, yada, yada. No, you are not generous when you give to others what your leftovers. It's generous when you give to others what you have without having that sensation that, oh, but I'm gonna miss this if I give it away. It's given from the base of your heart, from the foundations of your heart. It's given freely, is given openly, and without expecting to receive nothing in return. And it's given with a heart full of gratitude. And that's where gratitude and generosity comes like this, because one leads to the other one. And like I said at the beginning, this attitudes are all connected. They are all make us who we are. And if we learn to nurture these qualities, these attitudes, and just make them part of our lives are going to be way easier, and it's going to flow way smoother. And one thing I want to mention is that when we talk about gratitude, for example, I always say that I am thankful, very, very thankful for my autoimmune disease, because if it wasn't for that slap in the face, I wouldn't wouldn't been doing all the things that I'm doing. And it's sad that we get to the point where we need to have an event in our life that it's hard, that hurt us, that shake us completely, and that changes completely for us to be like, oh, okay. It's sad, but they
way of making you do it.
exactly, exactly. That's because that's part of our path, that's part of our journey, that's part of what we came here to do. And nurturing and cultivating or carrying with you daily an attitude of gratitude doesn't mean that you're going to ignore or diminish whatever negative aspects that are going on in your life right now. No, it means that you're accepting those aspects as well, but you decide to be focused on the beauty, on the simple things, on the good things, instead of putting all your energy into all the wrong things that are happening around you. And it's important that we understand that when we practice gratitude, because I have bumped into people that said, oh my God, I don't know how can you say that you're grateful for your sickness. I am grateful for my sickness. Yes, I am very much grateful for it. It has taught me so, so much. And like I said before, I don't like it. I don't love it. I dislike it very, very much. The chipmunks got me very distracted today. I'm sorry. They're like passing by, and I'm like,
That was cool.
I know. So, with that said, it's important that we understand that we make that our own, because mindfulness is, I can say that it's one of the most beautiful ways for you to get to know yourself more in depth, more and that you get to find that balance, that inner peace, and you get to know that, okay, I have made mistakes in life, but it's fine, and I can honor those mistakes, and I don't judge myself for the mistakes I made. And I accept those, and I let go, and I just come back home to the breath, and I'm just living in the present moment. And I know that maybe my circumstances right now are not the best, or are not the ones that I would like to, but I know that I can always change that. I know that I can always make adjustments, like I like to say, right? And when we learn to focus on the positive aspects of life, of our unique moment to moment experience, when we learn to do this, no matter the chaos that you are experiencing, you'll be able to know how simple and how beautiful life can be for you. I mentioned patience. And I was telling Jean Paul this morning, I don't know if he heard me, because I started yelling from the shower. I was like, oh my goodness, I learned every day, every time I'm preparing for these classes on Saturday, I learned something new that I'm like, oh, this is it. This is why this is, oh, okay. And everything makes sense all of a sudden. And I want to talk a little bit about patience, but I want to know What is the meaning of patience for you? Judy, because I don't want Sean to be the only one talking to me today.
If something happening, someone says something, instead of you can see other people next to me like, hey, can you say something, or why are you still sitting there and do nothing, or thing like that. So like to me, it takes really long to get upset. Anyone doing something wrong, but to me, like okay, like you say, sometimes no judgment. That's my mind. Like I don't judge people right away.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me time to kind of analyze and watching over the time, and then finally that I was like, okay, then I can see something wrong about that case or about that person. So to me, I am very patient compared to my husband, to my sister. I mean, they can yell at something easy, but then I am not. That's me. That's patient. Like you can endure. Look at things, watch things before you act. A little longer.
I think the world's kind of helped us gear towards not being patient.
Yeah,
We live in a now world.
we live in a very impatient world,
Yeah,
actually.
I think about it, like if you didn't come here for the first time, yeah, in the 90s, early 90s, you still had to get a map out.
Mm-hmm.
You had to figure out where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't look it up on a computer. You actually had to know how to read a map.
Yep.
And then along the way, you're going to take a couple wrong turns. And then you're going to have to stop at the gas station. Hey, oh, it's about this way.
Yeah.
You'll see such and such up there, make a left.
Yep.
So getting somewhere a long time ago was a lot harder. Where today I can just bring it up on the map. Yeah, at the grocery store, they've almost done away with human beings even being in there. They got someone standing at the end. They're paying somebody. They're paying me to do their work. Not even paying me to do their work. So yeah, traffic lights.
All that.
I say that because I'm from Coconut.
Yeah, all that.
And if you go down Markland Avenue, you're gonna find out why.
Okay.
There's
And
that
and your
25,
patience,
50 yards.
that and your patience does not go well together. Yeah, that is part of it. And what about you? What do you think what patience means to you?
All of those that Sean mentioned,
I know.
when I'm driving, yeah, it happens. I mean, work.
We're a work in progress, all of us. So
I'm bad because I'm like a now person. But like when I got to do something, I want to do it now and get it done. If something that's got to be done, I want to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And I don't have to worry about it. And then if nobody's doing it,
Yep.
exactly. The agitation kicks in.
That way,
Yeah.
or not at all, because you cannot control. Now you learn to control through meditation.
Yeah.
But if you're not into meditation,
You're not gonna.
you cannot. That's your personality.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Some people are
Yes.
really high strung.
Yeah.
Like I got a cousin that's really impatient, or can be, and he's just and talk about trust and acceptance and stuff. With him, I just accept it because, and I don't get angry about it or anything. We're together a lot, and I just let him go through a shpoo of frustration.
Yep.
And, but yeah, he's really impatient, but he's a lot more higher strung than I am. Where A lot of times I can be just nonchalant, laid back, happy. But you can, impatient can still be in there.
And
You know, it's still in there.
impatience, not being patient patient is something that distract you and take your focus completely away from whatever it's happening to you in the present moment. So not practicing, not cultivating, not nurturing the attitude of patience in life will lead you to a lot of suffering. And there are these two types in Buddhism. They say that there is like the patient for now, for the present moment, and for the future. And that's what I was yelling from the shower today, this morning. It was like, it's amazing how this and this and this and how all comes together, you know? Because, for example, like I was saying earlier, for me, patience is a virtue. It's something that needs to be nurtured, needs to be practiced, and needs to be bring into our everyday life. And you both of the men here today mentioned traffic and all that. And I was telling Jen Paul I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I'm starting to do this red light meditation thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do remember that I mentioned that before, but I'm going to say it again. I used to be very frustrated every time I will get to a stop, to a traffic light, and it will turn red. And I was always like, inside. I will not say anything, but here I was like, as if the one in front of me will just hurry a little bit more. I would have just passed too, and the light would have caught me here. That was me before. Now, when I'm on a red light, I just take a couple of deep breaths and try to be there and try to be present. And I just listen to the music I'm listening. I just, maybe look around if there's some green or if there's any birds or birds flying or whatever. I'm just, don't get distracted by them, but just notice that and breathe. And sometimes all that it takes for the red light to change is 4 deep breaths.
20 breaths.
4.
4 breaths?
Yes.
Non-coke.
Trust me. The more you can get is up to 5 or 6, but it won't pass from there.
I swear to
goodness. And it's ridiculous how we just ignite like this when we get frustrated because of our impatience.
I swear to God, somebody's watching the cameras. Here he comes. Got him. Watch this.
So with this said, all I want you is the people that are watching us and you guys here is to understand that developing patience in life, cultivating that, it can be done. And for us that are practicing mindful meditation and other types of, we do practice yoga, we do a lot of healthier lifestyle choices these days in our lives, for sure. For us, it's important to understand that when we sit, not to be impatient for the present moment. When we sit, we adjust, we get comfortable, we breathe together. I serve as a guide for you guys, just to get there, to remind yourself to breathe, to maybe help you clear your thoughts at the moment and all that. But that patience comes from within. Because if you're sitting down and you're like, oh, last time I felt so relaxed, I can't wait to feel that way today, and all of a sudden you find yourself sitting but not relaxing. Why is that? because you're being impatient in the present moment. You're just bringing all those ideas. You're just bringing everything into the present moment. Everything that you're supposed to be like, okay, this is my time. This is just for me to be with myself, for me to enjoy this present beautiful moment. We are like, when are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? Oh, maybe, I don't know if my back is straight enough. Or, oh, another example. So I'm here. It finishes at 11:30. I need to be at this place at this time. So it means that I cannot talk or do anything, and I need to just leave running because need to get home, and I have this and this and this to do. That is what? That's patience for the future. And we're not practicing that when we're thinking like that. So basically, cultivating patience and mindfulness is understanding that the universe, God, the divine, however you want to call it, has its own ways to unfold things for us. And that things happen when the time is right, not when we want them to happen. Oh, really?
Yeah, he just
Yep.
blew up
So,
three
yep.
times.
So it's like, okay, with patience comes acceptance. And I wrote something about patience that I would really like to read because I don't want to forget. And it's like, patience is a virtue. It's understanding we have no control over how life will unfold for us. And that we must let go of the idea, of the expectation of how we want life to. And with that said, comes acceptance, comes surrendering, comes that trust that we talk about. Because we learn that all will unfold for us at its own time, in its own way. And I like to mention this a lot, that things happen in its own way, in its own time, because, for example, and I'm going to bring in the example of a baby. Let's say that Judy has a toddler and I have a toddler right now, and we're talking, and Judy's toddler did something at certain age, but my toddler is taking longer to get there. That doesn't mean that my kid has problems or that Judy's kids is more advanced. That means that life is unfolding within each of them individually as it's supposed to be, at its own pace, at its own time. And sometimes as parents, we tend to, oh, but this kid is doing this. I need my kid to get there too. And we push them and we lead them into frustration, into not loving themselves, into not accepting themselves, because in our heads, in our minds, we set that idea already with that very false belief and false idea that my kid needs to be in the same level as Judy's kid because they are the same age. No. Development happens different in each of us, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And that it's something that we should all understand. Each of us here, I can be here sitting, leading this meditation, guiding you guys through the practice, but that doesn't mean that I know more than any of you here. Because for me, we are individually works in progress, and we are all walking at our own pace, and that is perfectly fine. That is bringing patience into your life. knowing that, okay, just Mary's sitting right there, and oh my God, but like Krisha said, but she does this so, nicely, and this and that. And she felt at some point that she needed to do something extraordinary to sit here and lead us into meditation, because she was comparing herself with Dr. Trent and me. But she's not often here, leading Dr. Trent and I are. So the more you practice, the more I sit here to lead you guys at home and here at the center, the more I learn. Every time I leave this place, I go home with something new. I go home with some new things or new ideas, sometimes even to incorporate in my daily life. And that is the beauty of mindfulness, because you get to know yourself better. You get to know that, okay, I'm not alone in this world. Everybody's going through something, and everybody's going through their own stuff and at their own pace and time. So, with that said, I'm going to invite you now to get comfortable so we can begin our practice. Today, we're going to do a little bit of sitting meditation and walking meditation after, and then we're going to share our thoughts a little bit. We have a very busy day ahead, but that is nothing, because we are here now. And I would like to invite you to just take a couple of deep cleansing breaths while you finish adjusting your body. Releasing any tightness. And just letting life be. Sorry, I need to put my device to run again. Breathing in deeply through the nose. And slowly breathing out. Noticing the sensations. On the contact points of your body. Letting your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body become one. Try keeping your back straight. Maybe tucking your chin a little bit down to your chest. Closing your eyes gently if you haven't yet. Resting the palms of your hands on your thighs, on your knees. Or maybe just putting your right hand on the palm of your left hand. Letting your forearms rest on your thighs. to listen to the sounds in the room, the birds singing outside. And just listen to your body. Bringing the intention of cultivating patience during this beautiful present moment. Breathing in. I am breathing in. Slowly breathing out. I am breathing out. Invite your love and awareness to the top of your head. Visualizing a beautiful orb of golden bright light. Notice how that orb begin to expand and become wider with every inhale and every exhale. As it begins to slowly coming down, softening the muscles on your forehead, the eyes, the ears, the nose, and allowing a sense of relaxation to go down our face and our neck. As we feel the muscles in our face relax. Unclenching your jaw. Maybe letting your mouth open a little bit. As you keep breathing through your nose, in and out. Slowly bringing that shower of golden light, cleansing prana, universal life force energy, go down to your shoulders, your chest, slowly down to the front and back of your body. Down to your arms, your hands, and each of your fingers. Breathing in patiently and slowly breathing out. Let this beautiful cleansing light and life force energy go down to your waist, your hips, covering your abdomen, your lower back, your sit bones, going down to the thighs, knees, inviting the breath to keep moving down slowly, cleansing you and re-energizing you to embrace this beautiful day with gratitude. Allow the sensation of relaxation go down to your calves, your ankles, the feet, each of the toes. Letting your focus attention be on your breath. How does it feel? How does the body is telling you it feels with each breath you're taking? Notice if there's any impatience coming to you at this moment. Maybe plans from later on today. Thoughts of wanting to get to that relaxation spot faster. Observe all of these thoughts in your head. And as you observe them, know there is no need for you to hold on to them, and that it's okay. Just to surrender your whole body here and now. Breathing in. I am breathing in, and I let go. Keep focusing on the sensations of the air coming in and out of the nostrils. If the mind wanders or impatience visits you, remember to come back to the breath. This is your unique moment-to-moment experience. Breathing in. I am breathing in, and I am grateful for this moment. Breathing out. I am breathing out, and I show gratitude to life and this beautiful day. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Inviting your focused attention and loving awareness down to your feet. We begin with patience to bring up that energy that we put into the earth. If you caught yourself having impatient thoughts, just notice them. Say hi to them and know that it's okay. As nothing is permanent in life. Invite this loving energy up to your feet, the ankles, your chin and calf muscles. Slowly up to your knees. Invite the breath to go through those areas of discomfort. Showing some self-compassion and acceptance for your whole body. Honoring the sensations that arises in your body. As you keep bringing this loving and beautiful cleansing energy up to your thighs, your buttocks, the hips, abdomen, lower back, and all the way up to our chest. Our fingers, sensing this beautiful life force energy go up through your body. All the way up to your arms and shoulders, the neck, And once again, up to our heads, softening our muscles, letting the stress melt away with each breath you take. All the way up to the crown of your head. Breathing in, I am. Breathing in. Breathing out, I am. Breathing out, and I'm thankful for this beautiful, unique moment. Deep breath in, slow breathing out. I would like to invite you to come back into the room. Taking one deep cleansing breath. Slowly letting it all out. Opening softly your eyes and smiling into this wonderful and unique moment. So whenever you're ready, I'm going to invite you to, oh, my leg is asleep completely. Awesome. Okay, we were going to do some walking meditation, but I think we're going to do a self-massage first because my leg is completely numb right now. It's like not there yet. Yes, yes, it did. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's just do our walk-in meditation. Mine too. What a beauty, huh? That's the beauty of.
That's enough cheating Dante.
I know. I was gonna say. Okay. My leg is still not functioning quite very good, but we're gonna do this. Yes, that's part of it too. So, yeah, we're gonna start this way, okay? So we're gonna go that way, yes. I'm just gonna ring the bell to begin. We're just gonna do like 3 or 4 rounds, probably 3 because we're almost about to finish. So taking a deep, deep inhale and breathing in and out, in and out, breathing in and out. I will sound the bell again when we're done, about to be done. Focus on the sensations in the soles of your feet. how it feels within you, and use this moment to stretch your legs a little bit. I love how we have all the animals visiting us today in the backyard. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to do one more round. Then we will find our spot and stay standing. Inviting this beautiful energy from the air to bathe us, to cleanse us. Standing up, and maybe just closing our eyes here for a couple of minutes. Maybe inviting some movement to our toes. Maybe just going on our tippy toes and down on our heels. Just to stretch our legs a little bit. Maybe just moving our legs, bending our knees one at a time. And let's just bring our hands into the first position of Qigong that Sean taught us last Saturday. Like if you're doing a V shape, standing with the soles of your feet and the four corners of your feet firmly planted. Breathing in here And breathing out. Breathing in and out. Bending your knees a little bit, straightening your back. And on the next exhale, we're going to bring our arms like if we're holding a beach ball in front of our abdomen. Breathing in deeply and patiently. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And after the third one, moving our arms up to our chest. Three deep breaths here. Going deeper, bending your knees, like if you're squatting. Knowing that your feet are supporting you. Taking a deep inhale. And on the exhale, slowly straightening our knees and just bringing our hands and our arms down. Let's do a little bit of shaking on our bodies to release whatever is there left. And since we don't have much time left, I will just pass around quickly to listen to your feedback of your thoughts from today's lesson. Let's begin with you, because
it's very good meditation, honestly, and it's good to try and deal with being patient. And I like the part about the energy going, starting at your feet, your legs, your hips, lower back, abdomen, and whatnot. And I was gonna ask you, like,
yes,
for Tai Chi this week, I was like, I gotta get meditation in for a little bit before I go, because when I go and we start stretching and stuff, my knees bug me, so I said knee style before I go, so it kind of helped loosen it up.
yeah.
But when I was meditating, I meditated. I was like, I'll do like 10 minutes. I wound up being 34. I lost track of time. Is that okay?
That's been impatient there again, because you're bringing that expectation, and you will.
But what I'm saying is, when I woke up, I felt like I had only done it like 3 to 5 minutes,
Exactly.
and I'd been there for 34.
But the more you practice, the more you'll be able to just stay in that zone, and in that moment.
Okay.
And that's why time goes like this, and you don't even notice.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful, but don't bring the impatient side of you there. Try to. I know I'm like this, but if I can do this, and before I used to do it 10 minutes, now I'm up to 30 something minutes. That means that when you less realize it, you might be sitting down for an hour without noticing.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of stretching before doing anything, and after as well, because if we want to sit down without stretching, you and I know how painful that is for us. So that's very important, and that's a way. Now you have a lot of time to do a lot of things. Now you can incorporate that more often through the day, and
I can concentrate on.
I can't wait to hear his stories. It's beautiful, beautiful.
See more beautiful colors.
Yes, and that you mentioned today about being the first time of you seeing the white color,
Yeah, I've never seen that one before. and it
It's
came in with-
beautiful because that is part of that connection with your higher self, with your authentic self, with Sean as in real, the real Sean. Let's just say it like that. And the more you connect with that real and authentic self, the more you'll be able to notice how bright your own light shines. That makes sense to you now?
Yeah.
Let me go to Judy. Well, Miss Judy, I know you love talking and sharing your experiences here. So, how was today for you?
It's been very good. It's kind of the lesson kind of remind a lot of things that in the past that sometimes we learn one day, we forgot the next day. So then the attitude remind, and like you say, it's combined of a lot of things. It's like linked to everything. So thanks for that. So yeah, so I can every week more like I bring that into that day at least to remember to go with my day with that mind thought. And sometimes I forgot till the end of the week, so that's why I need to be on a Saturday.
Exactly. This is our reminder, right?
Yeah. Even we learn, but we will forget.
Exactly.
So we need to remind and thankful to have you today and doing that with that many people.
I know it doesn't matter. There were not many
Still help
people.
me,
We are
still help
here.
them.
Exactly. The fact that we are here, that we're connected through our breath and through the beautiful energy that we share when we
And
come
a group and a
together.
people.
Yes, it's just amazing. And it doesn't matter if it was just Sean and me here and Jean Paul here today. As long as we are, I feel like as long as I am sharing what I do and I'm just pouring it out there, it will get to the people that
So when
in need.
to me, when you talk out, you remind yourself, that's me.
That's important. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, let's go to this man right here. I know he's been behind the camera lately, so that's why he's not been sitting and meditating because he's busy. But we have a 16-year-old that weirdly enjoy very much what she learned, and she is becoming his assistant now, and she is the one behind the camera and the YouTube live streaming and all that right now. Yeah.
And because of that, it's been a while since that I don't meditate.
With us here, yeah.
Yeah, and yep, and I had to be very patient. My legs went numb, like everything. Like I had to. So
To
yeah.
practice patience for sure today.
Mm-hmm. But I appreciate the class today. It's a beautiful reminder of keep going.
And to not leave your practice, because when you leave the practice and you begin again, it's kind of harder to focus and
Yeah.
and to
I
concentrate.
I feel it today.
Yeah. That's beautiful. But that's the beauty of this coming together, being here, and just noticing that we're all works in progress, that we're only humans, and that we are here to experience life through our senses, and that experience is going to be always unique for each of us. So with that, we're going to conclude today's practice. Thank you so much for to everyone that was watching us. And yeah, of course, thanks to you guys for coming, because if not, it was going to be just Jean Paul, and I was going to feel very weird just leading a class for my husband. Nah, that's like, and of course, but here, for people on YouTube as well, but it was going to be very weird just to have you sitting right there, because I know you wouldn't sit there, not around me or close by. But it's perfectly fine. And I'm really thankful that he's the one that drives every Saturday morning after being working hard all week and all that, and that he's here, and that Malia learned and enjoys very much what she's doing behind cameras there. So with that said, I just want to say thank you to each of you for being here, and thank you to the people at home watching us. And we will see you next Saturday. Remember to always think happy thoughts, to speak kind and truthful words, and to always, always have a grateful heart. Thank you. Namaste to everyone.